Hey guys, what's up? So I found this book a little while ago called Science Fiction Art Now. And what's cool about it is that it's a compilation of a lot of the artists that are making their best stuff right now that falls into the category of science fiction, which is pretty broad. It's anywhere from fantasy to kind of like the sci-fi, just anything with like a science fiction symbol, anything that's very, very like futuristic science related, or anything that's like just like kind of like a fantasy science, anything from space, anything from the future. So I'll just show you some of these, and a lot of the artists that do these, they also do other art in other genres, but anything that kind of fell into this genre they put into this book. And what's cool is this pretty like thick book, and it's got a bunch of really cool stuff, and some of it is just spaceships, but a lot of it is, if you look through it, you can definitely always find something you like. And it starts off with, I mean, there's something kind of like that, which is like very imaginative, not anything realistic, all the way to more realistic stuff. Let's flip through this and see what's in here. And yeah, some of it is like okay, but other ones are a lot better. Let me show you some of these. Like here is a like space person, kind of like floating, and all the way to like sort of like a fun picture like that, which like kind of like dice. It's very like animated and stuff, you know. And sure, and like yeah, like something like this, which is kind of just spaceships, which is pretty cool. This is pretty much, it's called like science fiction art now, sci-fi art now, and this is pretty much the best. This is the only sci-fi compilation book that has come out recently. I think the other one that came out was called The Future of Sci-Fi Art or something like that. And basically, like, there aren't a lot of these compilations. So if you like sci-fi and you like art, a lot of these are pretty cool. And a lot of this is very imaginative, so you can like see right into someone's imagination when they are so good that they just like draw it out for you and kind of show you like the world that they're imagining it. And that's like an amazing way to communicate, I think, you know. And it all goes into like, no, it just, yeah, there is a lot of spaceships and stuff, because I guess like anything that's spaceship, they put it in here. But there are other, like, let me just flip through this. There's a lot of other stuff that's in here that's really worth checking out. Like weird aliens and stuff. It's fun. It's not like, you know, there's just like, not everything is like the best work of art ever, but there's a lot of different ones, and it's a lot of fun just looking at all of these. And if you draw, it's a lot of fun to actually like maybe draw some of the stuff you see from here, because this is pretty good. This is actually pretty cool. Here's some. You know, this is I think Ron Miller, and this is the better stuff. This is Ron Miller does. No, this is Bob Eggleton. Ron Miller is this one here. This one's. I thought this was Bob. It looked like Bob Eggleton, and just some of this is actually like really good. You could see larger ships and stuff, and it's got like all of the best like fantasy artists, all the artists that do sci-fi. Like there's like monsters and stuff. It's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty cool. So yeah, like some of the stuff in here is I find is really good, and some of it is just like fun to look at, to flip through. But the thing is that this is actually the best science fiction art that has been coming out that they could put into a book. Here's an interesting one, like here. That's actually pretty cool. That's a little bit more fantasy art. I think like where this book becomes fantasy, it becomes a little bit better. But there's a lot of. Let me see what else there is. Like, check this one out. Wow. This one's like a cyberpunk kind of like thing. I think that's really awesome. You know, that's really cool. She's got this like, whoa, this crazy thing. This is not, it's called Blade Runner by Oliver Wetter. This is not that far into the future. I could see that this happening. I could see something like this coming out and people wearing it. It doesn't look like that far into the future. There's just a bunch of cool. Here's like a whole city that's just like a sci-fi city. Also, like, it looks like, you know, something. It's just the design is different. I mean, I could see this coming out. Like, I could see the future looking like this totally. And that's what's also fun about this book, is that you kind of like look at it and you kind of get an idea of like people's ideas, people's conceptions of the future and what the future will look like, or maybe alternate realities will look like and stuff. You know, just like total cities, and they're all different. So that's what's cool about sci-fi, is that, I mean, how much of it actually becomes real is just amazing. Because what sci-fi now is like, it's going to be real pretty soon. Let me see something. Now, this is cool. See, this is like a sci-fi with a fantasy thing because of the swords, but it's sci-fi because of the ray guns, the blasters and stuff. And it's just like, yeah. It's just very, very sci-fi. I just, you know, I like this book just because, like, for the few really good paintings in here just make this book like totally worth getting. Look at this one. This is just like a what is it? Steampunk. Sort of like, you know, a ship, and everything is like Victorian, all ancient. This is, yeah, steampunk. So that's chapter 7. A whole chapter is just on steampunk. And it's got all of the different, if you guys like steampunk, they got all of the different kind of like steampunk paintings or anything that could be like genred into steampunk. So that's actually pretty cool. A sci-fi book that's also steampunk. And this book came out a few years ago. So steampunk is not that popular, and they put it right into the sci-fi book. So you know this guy like knows these little fantasy genres. That, yeah, steampunk is a kind of like the new like part of sci-fi. And yeah. So it basically does that. It kind of like, there's different chapters and there's different like stuff. So yeah, Sci-Fi Art Now. Pretty cool. Definitely check it out if you like science fiction art. And so if there's something you want to comment about, so comment, and then like my video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my stuff. And definitely let me know what's on your mind, and definitely comment. I will definitely comment back, and yeah, totally. So if you liked it, let me know, and take care, guys, and have a great day.